Alright guys, welcome back to Starfield. It's when we last left off. We found these guys. Let's talk to them.
They don't pay us enough to deal with this.
We're lucky to be alive.
Oh, God, your timing couldn't be better. The entire mining facility has been overrun by some kind of alien creature. We managed to make it out safely, but I'm worried they've taken up root in there.
What kind of operation is this?
We're miners. We set up a facility, dig up resources, and ship them back to civilization. Up until now, things have been pretty smooth. Got the drill and muckers all set up without a hitch. But with this job, there is always something. Today, it's aliens.
What happened here?
Not sure. It's possible one of the couriers brought it over on a ship. After which, it just multiplied.
I can get rid of the creatures for you.
I appreciate it. There's a bunch of them in there already, but clearing them out won't be enough. We've got to get rid of the nest. If you think you're up for it, take this canister. It's a poison that should help you destroy the hive at the source. That will make sure these creatures are gone for good.
Okay, kill the creatures, poison the nest. Activities, kill the creatures, poison the nest.
I don't know where those things came from.
Damn beasts are everywhere.
Hopefully someone can clear it out soon.
Yes, we're gonna go in a minute.
Damn beasts everywhere.
Okay, so... what, in here? I don't think so. Oh, it is. Immature ship maggot. Okay, we can't scan them. No, okay. Yeah, that's the nest. Which I found earlier. These things weren't out here, though. There's a heat worm. Hello.
Back to the grind. 16 tons and all.
Something's got to be done about those creatures.
I've poisoned the nest and rid the facility of all the creatures.
Thanks. I don't know how we could have continued operations otherwise. Here, take this. And if you need any other supplies, I'd be happy to barter with you. Okay, everyone?
One small step.
Facility's
Credits.
clear.
So
But
she'll...
we still got injuries. So let's sit tight until everyone's healed up.
Let's see what we have for sale.
If you have credits, I have merchandise.
Let's see, we have 25,000 credits. She has 2,600. You have nothing. Let's see. Berserker Maelstrom. Yeah, I'll sell that. Value only 220. What? Whatever, we'll just get rid of some of this. Oh, we can sell from ship inventory too. Cool. Oops.
Here you go.
Let's see. Does he have... We gave her that. So she doesn't have any digipicks. Okay. I think that's really all that I wanted from her. Treats burns and frostbite. We could get some of this. It's pretty cheap. Especially this. It's exotic. Don't think we really need this. Screw it. Then we can sell physician uniform, medical items restore +5, sell that. Worker, engineering. So from ship, okay, hell yeah. See ya. Okay, we have an unknown over there. That might be the last unknown. Also, I don't know where Vasco went. Okay, 1,000 meters. That's quite a ways. But hey, maybe we can get the last few flora and fauna We only need one more fauna, so that's one more alien creature, but 2 more plants. And again, I haven't even seen one other plant. Besides that stupid thing. Though it is saying, I think, there's another location over there, but that might just be referring to that. Oh. It's the first time that's happened. Almost there. Vasco's still nowhere to be found. I feel like he got locked inside the place. Oh, there's Vasco.
Enemy damage registered. You appear to be prioritizing our deaths over your own survival.
What an idiot. Yeah, I wonder why I couldn't do anything with their spaceship. I still do wonder that. That's 2 of the 4. Man, it's gonna be tough to find them out here, but who cares? They probably didn't have too much on them. Alright, let's go into the science outpost. I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of resource stuff in here. Furious boosted solstice. Rare laser pistol. Long barrel focus lens. Each consecutive hit deals more damage. Hell yeah. Okay, nothing too much yet. Man, I'm gonna be so pissed if... Well, I guess I won't be. And say if I don't find the last few research, scannable stuff that I need, because there's not much. Oh, so this place is tiny. Huh. Yeah, almost. There was that laser pistol, but other than that, we'll double check. Okay, I thought this place was going to be pretty big. This is the one location that's kind of small. Okay. Okay, now that we're down here, let's go ahead and check. Oh. Oh, it's just a water spool. That's the ship. It's dumbass Vasco. No new areas. Damn, so we're not going to get the flora, we're not going to get the fauna, but we got some other stuff. I didn't mean to take that stupid thermos. Okay. I love that you can look with that and fast travel to it. I think that's awesome. Poor quality air sandstorm. Interesting. Oh yeah, I haven't looked at this yet, the navigation console. Oh, that just goes out to this. Okay. Alright, so missions and one small step. Grav jump to Jensen. Star Station, Depala. Oh, we can already go to so many places. Crete was the place we were just at. And we need to go to Alpha Centauri. Fuel consumption, half of it. Let's do it though. We might as well do some of the main story. I mean, I spent 3 hours in the last video just exploring.
Starship Frontier, this is United Colony Security. Maintain course and prepare to be scanned.
Oh fuck, I forgot about our contraband.
Scan detected contraband on board. Halt and prepare to be boarded. All illegal and stolen goods will be confiscated. You're on the wanted list. Halt and prepare to be boarded, or we will be forced to open fire.
Motherfucker, I forgot that I had that. Pay 760 credits, stolen items confiscated, I'll pay the fine.
Copy that. Stay on course while we escort you in.
Motherfucker. I forgot all about it. Where was I gonna put it though? I don't have anything that can hide it. Whatever. Damn it. New Atlanta, officers needed. Hey fellas. Sergeant Yumi. You have a face. Let me talk to you.
Well, hello. You hear about the job by any chance? The officer over there can help you with any bounty issues.
A job? Tell me about it.
Part-time security officer. The position's very flexible. You can basically work whenever you're available. No pressure. We've had some gaps in the schedule lately. Macy's out on maternity leave. Jose's on loan to Sidonia. When it rains, it pours type of situation. So really, we just need someone to fill the void. Interested?
Definitely. Just tell me what I need to do.
Well, first things first, I have to ask. Do you have any security experience at all?
Lie. Oh yeah, totally. I was head of security for the Astral Lounge at Neon for like 8 years. No. I had a run-in with the Crimson Fleet. Don't know if that counts.
It sure counts for something. I mean, you're alive. And resilience is definitely an important trait for any officer. Well, I think I've heard all I need. Your first assignment couldn't be easier. Go to Mast and check in with Agent Plato at Aegis. There was a package left at a dead drop, and they need UC security to handle it. He'll fill you in on the details.
Okay. What's Mast?
You know, Mast. The military, administrative, and scientific triumvirate. Giant building in the center of the city? Headquarters of the entire United Colonies? I really should have given you a more thorough interview.
Too late, I got the job, bitch. You mentioned Aegis. Who are they?
Aegis? They're basically UC intelligence. They help identify threats to New Atlantis before they become problems. While we're separate departments, there are times we need to rely on each other, so it's important to keep a good working relationship. We do Agent Plato this favor, and maybe he'll toss us some intel when an investigation stalled. Tit for tat. You know how it works.
Why am I bringing this package here and not Aegis?
Well, just because you're bringing it here doesn't mean that's where it'll end up. As for why, you can ask Aegis. As far as I'm concerned, it's none of my business.
Okay.
Let me know if you have any questions.
Can I steal your turkey? Is my question. Probably not. Alright, New Atlantis, our first big city of the game. It's very dark. Very dark city. Go to the Lodge, Mass District. What do we got? The Lodge, Mass District, Residential District, Commercial District, Unknown. So ship, another unknown. New Atlantis, UC Security. Let's check our missions. So we have Keeping the Peace, speak to Agent Plato. Due to staffing issues, Sergeant Yumi has asked me to work as a part-time security officer. For my first job, I need to talk to Agent Plato over at MAST. Let's check that one out. Ooh, a little bit of frame drop in the city.
See that scientist out in front of Mast? Staring at trees. Sounds upset. Whatever it is, it can't be that bad, right?
Talk to the scientist by the tree. Okay. And steal from the bank. Let's go to the Mass District. It's above us. I've got to say, New Atlantis information. Welcome to New Atlantis. Hello, welcome to the city of New Atlantis, capital of the United Colonies, and for many, the settled systems as a whole. You stand now in the most technologically advanced city the human race has ever conceived and constructed. New Atlantis was founded in the year 2156, the same year we first arrived at the Alpha Centauri star system. If you're a resident, then you're already familiar with your fantastic home, and if you're a visitor, you are an honored guest of the United Colonies and will be treated as such. Our courteous and professional security personnel can be found all over the city, and it's their job to ensure your time in New Atlantis is joyful, lawful, and productive. So as you stroll the streets or take the NAT train to the city's different districts, know that you are in the embrace of the United Colonies and couldn't be in better hands. Our shared history. We are the children of Earth. The United Colonies as an entity was first established in the year 2159 on the planet Earth as a means of unifying the human race as we spread amongst the stars. Our goal was the peaceful exploration and colonization of space, working in harmony with anyone who wished to sail forth across the blackest sea to new horizons. In 2161, we issued the Centaurus Proclamation, which formalized the colonization of distant worlds for anyone who wished to do so. Unfortunately, not everyone shared in our dream. When wars erupted across the settled systems, the United Colonies stood steadfast, protecting humans and their right to fairly colonize. And then when our beloved home world was rendered uninhabitable in the year 2203, the United Colonies knew it had a sacred responsibility. We were to be the keepers of the earth, its artifacts, its ideals, its cultures, its very people. So while you stand now on the planet Jemison, in the city of New Atlantis, in the Alpha Centauri star system, know that for all intents and purposes you are still very much on Earth, and Earth takes care of its own. Corporate Directory. Here in New Atlantis, a citizen or visitor can find just about any service they may need. From freshly brewed coffee to complete body reconstruction, we have it all. The following is a list of corporations and businesses that have found a home in New Atlantis. District location is indicated in parentheses. Terra Brew Coffee, Jemison Mercantile, the Viewport Tavern, Centurion Arsenal, Reliant Medical, Enhance, Chunks, CJ's, EIT Clothier, Outland, Jake's, and Apex Electronics. Other buildings and services. Here in New Atlantis, you'll find a wide variety of buildings that provide various functions and services. They include GalBank, SSNN, the Trade Authority, Sanctum Universum Church, House of Enlightenment, Freestar Collective Embassy, House of Varun Embassy, Infinity Ltd Corporate Headquarters, Medbay, and UC Surplus. Okay.
A new novel written by Freestar veteran and author Hawa Mega has been climbing the charts. Mech Horizon is a fictionalized account of a mech pilot whose dizzying career has her face off with the UC Spacers and leading an assault on Varun Zealots. Although far-fetched, the book's already gained quite the following in the Freestar Collective and more than its share of controversy. One critic said, mechs are banned by the Armistice because of their unconscionable destructive power. Glorifying them is not only disrespectful to the many families who lost loved ones during the Colony War, it's also dangerous. Dangerous or not, rumor has it that at least 2 movie studios are in a bidding war for the rights to the book.
Okay. Oh, this is an elevator. I was like, what the hell is this? Oh, this goes down to the well. I don't think we want to go there yet. Oh, the well is the slums. Right, we need to go above.
A representative said, enhanced ensures you have the final.
Mass District.
We are still fighting the colony war. We just need to convince her that President Abeyo isn't the same as her predecessors. That an adversarial UC is a thing of the past.
Does Radcliffe even need to be involved?
President Abeyo wants to foster relations, not fracture them. Keep up.
We'll make sure she knows, ma'am.
Good. I'll see you at the 11:30 then. I have somewhere to be.
Whatever, bitch.
You understand.
For a second, I was thinking it would say push.
Do each of you swear to protect and defend
What? Now it says below.
I do.
Then I'm proud to welcome you to the Vanguard. Now, you all have your assignments.
Oh. Why was it saying above before? Defense Research, Health, and Human Services. Man. So what I was saying before, I don't think I ever finished. For Bethesda Game Studios to go from Fallout 4, which in my opinion it's a great game, yes, but it doesn't have the RPG elements that the other ones quite had, to then 76, which in my opinion was a big step down.
Yes.
Because they just, not only could their what's it called? Their engine not really supports multiplayer and a bunch of people, and it's a live service game, and that's not what Bethesda does. It's not what they're good at.
Pardon?
Hey,
And now they've handed it over to like some smaller development dev crew. I think that mostly works on
In
like
my
mobile
opinion,
stuff.
society is only as advanced as its healthcare. But then, I suppose I am a bit biased.
To then this game, which again they've updated their engine. I don't think it's a new engine. They've updated it, and just for it to have what it has so far is insane. Now again, other companies have, or other
hello.
developers
Hello.
have, more comm relay. Maybe they have more RPG elements, such as Baldur's Gate 3. Or they have, I can't even think of anything that would have a bigger world than this one. But so far it's just massive. I have had a few. The only bug I had, the lady was stuck between a thing and what else? I don't think I've had anything other than that. The lady being stuck. What the hell is this? A torture room or something? But so far, no bugs really. I think Vasco kind of follows you too close, but that's about it.
I hope you're not here to report something. If you are, it means you've seen far too much.
Oh yeah? Agent Plato.
You are, of course, welcome at any time here in Mast. Same as anyone. Just be aware that you are being monitored.
Oh, what is it you do here?
I'm the acting head of Aegis, the intelligence division here in Mast. I oversee all our active projects and agents in the field, and I'm afraid that's about as much detail as I can give you.
What can you tell me about Aegis?
All you really need to know is that we're here to serve, and we're the good guys. Our main priority is the safety and security of the citizens and assets of the United Colonies, wherever they may be. We keep an eye on, well, everything.
Your face looks weird. Any agency that feels the need to point out they're the good guys usually aren't.
Well, you're certainly entitled to that opinion, and there are plenty of others who share it. We'll be looking out for you just the same.
Your name is Plato?
No. My parents would never have been so presumptuous. Every agent who joins Aegis gets to choose a pseudonym, pending approval, of course. I chose this for myself when I signed on. I have, of course, since learned that I am not nearly as smart as I thought I was as a younger man. I suppose none of us are.
What's Aegis?
We're the intelligence arm of the United Colonies. Think of it this way. UC Security responds to threats. It's Aegis's job to anticipate and prevent them.
Okay, so you're... Okay, we have that type of thing. I was asked by UC Security to pick something up.
Ah, right. You're Sergeant Yumi's recruit. You're taller than I expected.
Oh, really? Thank you.
Oh, it wasn't a compliment. Just an observation. In any case, let me fill you in. We have a dead drop that we think has been compromised. So I'd like someone from UC Security to handle the pickup instead. Take the package back to Sergeant Yumi, and he'll check it in as evidence before it gets routed back to Aegis.
Got it. Just tell me when I'll get back to you. What do you mean the location has been compromised?
We think non-UC affiliated groups have their eye on it, and are using it to identify field agents. Normally, we just burn the location, but we didn't get this intel until after the drop. So we're going to need non-Aegis personnel to do the pickup to cover our tracks.
Okay. Why meet with me personally?
Well, I told the sergeant that anyone hired for this job should get my stamp of approval first. Nothing personal. It's just this sort of work isn't part of your normal detail.
Got it. Just tell me where to pick it up.
Take the NAT to the spaceport. There should be a Galbank ATM right next to the station. The package is taped under one of the benches. Grab it and deliver it to Sergeant Yumi and the job's done.
I feel like I was there. What's in the package?
You really should know better than to ask for classified intel. What is this, your first day on the job?
Yes.
Don't worry, I'm just giving you a hard time. I still can't tell you what's in the package, though. Good luck with the mission.
It is my first day on the job.
Yes? What?
The hell? Oh, okay. For some reason, I did not recognize that. Okay, it's just a regular coachman. I want to know what's in there. Okay.
There are so many different groups across the settled systems, it's hard to keep up with all the work they're doing. We didn't get where we are by sitting on our laurels. Our laurels, in fact, became uninhabitable a long time ago. Helps to remember that. We're on the cutting edge of technology here. It's an exciting place to be.
You're shooting at my friend Wilby. Bastards.
Excuse me.
I was hoping somebody would be able to, like, buy and sell. Nothing is beyond our reach when we work together. Lobby. Remember we were at that bank? Well, actually, it might not be. No, they said it was right outside, like, the station or whatever.
Welcome to Mast. If you have an appointment, you may proceed inside.
Ah. Spaceport. Look, yeah, it was. I was here. Deliver the package to Sergeant Yumi. Yumi, I got the package. I do think the combat is pretty good as well. It's just as good, if not better, than Fallout 4.
How's the investigation going?
Pretty good.
Still have questions? Nicely done. It's really hard to find good help these days. That being said, my luck seems to be turning around. We've gotten a lot of... Who knew all I had to do was put up a sign?
Let's see. Glad it worked out.
As am I. And the best part is, since you're all part-timers, there's no paperwork. Anyway, here's your payment. And if I have any more work for you, I'll let you know.
2,000. Okay. Let's continue on to the main, I guess, since we just did that one. The short and sweet side mission. But yeah, the combat's really good from what I've done. I'm wondering, because, you know, this is more of a grounded reality, is there going to be a lot of creature variation? Like Fallout, you know, you have all those mutated creatures, which are based on real, you know, animals. I think the freaking Deathclaws are geckos, which is insane. But you have ghouls as well, and super mutants and stuff like that. Is this gonna have, like, you know, creatures like that? Because we've seen so far, like the trilobite looking thing, those, I cannot remember what they're called, but whatever the things were that we killed, and then we saw the terror thing. But so far, you know, there hasn't been like these creatures are an enemy no matter what, because they're going to try to kill you, you know? Like we have mole rats in Fallout that just try to kill you, and skeevers in Skyrim.
Wish that bartender at the viewport would stop complaining to security. I don't know what she lost, but she won't get it back by annoying us.
Talk to the bartender. Cool. I like that you get little activities like that. It's pretty cool. The lodge. So, if we put up a map, okay, it's a little weird, but oh, I guess I had to take my spacesuit off, so I'm encumbered.
Captain Elijah, everyone will be in the library, just inside. If Barrett were here, he'd probably tell you that you're part of something bigger now, and he hopes you'll make this place your home.
I'm suggesting is so outlandish. We appear to have a visitor.
Welcome to Constellation. We have a lot to talk about. Would you care to tell us what happened to our friend? Why you're here and he isn't?
Would you believe it took me almost 7 hours to get to this part? Pirates attacked. Barrett asked me to deliver the artifact.
I see. Vasco, verify.
All statements made have been factual.
This is just typical. Barrett hands over our ship and our robot to some random employee of that discount mining outfit he uses.
Walter.
And if we hadn't insisted on installing those emergency protocols, I guarantee you this rock breaker here would be halfway to Neon.
But that didn't happen. He's here with the artifact.
Thank you, Matteo. Now, let's focus on what's in front of us, shall we? What happened when it was extracted? Did anyone see anything? Hear anything?
It was bright lights and music. I'm not talking about this. That thing almost killed me. How many times has this happened? Who else has had these visions? We'll do that one.
We think it's anyone else who pulls one out of the rock for the first time. Why? We're not sure yet. So if you wouldn't mind adding another data point.
It was bright lights and music.
Interesting. Similar to Barrett's description of the experience, with less embellishment.
Are you hearing this? Do you all believe me now?
Whether it happened or not wasn't in doubt. But honestly, Country, you expect us to believe in fairy tales?
If this is the greatest mystery in the universe, why couldn't it be part of the ultimate mystery?
But gentlemen, can we please focus? Noel, I think it's time we tested your theory.
Right. Let's see. We know the artifacts react to each other. The pieces we already have move when they're in close contact. Now, if we add this new one to the two we already have...
The artifact. If you could place it on the table here.
That's it. Just like the others.
And to imagine, we thought there were only 2 of them at first.
Oh my god, that's it. They're reacting. Look at how it's coming together. That energy that's arcing between them, no manufactured material in the settled systems can do that. None of them. This proves
Easy, girl. Breathe. You'll have a heart attack.
She's not the only one. If they're coming together, that means there's a set.
Built by an intelligence outside the settled systems.
Still 2,000 credits for our little wager, Country?
You're on, Walter.
Well, if we had all the answers, it wouldn't be exciting, now would it?
Not to take away from the moment, but what are we going to do about our new friend here?
So, are you ready to get to work? See if exploration is the life you want to lead in this little universe of ours?
How much do you know about the artifacts? What are they?
Individually, they're just odd hunks of metal. Another oddity from the uncharted reaches of space. As to what they are, what they're building, well, you'll be part of solving that puzzle now.
You want me in Constellation? What does that mean? What's expected?
We're all here because we're committed to exploring space. Humanity may have settled the stars, but that doesn't mean we should stop diving into the unknown. Beyond that, you'll be expected to use your own judgment, just like the rest of us.
Alright, I'm in. Tell me what happens next.
You should take some time to get settled in. Introduce yourself to everyone. Some of our members aren't here, but you'll meet them soon. Come find me when you're ready. You and I are going to be doing some traveling together. Get your feet wet. And here, I think you've earned something for bringing the artifact to us. In addition to credits, why don't we set you up with a backpack with some boost capability? You'll need it out in the field anyway. Just mind your head.
Leveled up. 8,000 credits, Constellation pack, and a lodge key. New mission, the old neighborhood. Talk to Sarah. So... Constellation pack sucks. Physical's a little bit better. EM's barely better. Thermal's better, but that's about it. The value is way better than the legendary one, though. That one looks pretty cool. Talk to Noel about quarters.
We've always considered ourselves explorers, but this really is uncharted territory, isn't it? That was intense, wasn't it? The artifacts, I mean. Sorry, this must all be a little overwhelming for you right now. I guess a lot overwhelming, now that I think about it. I'm Noel. It's really nice to meet you. And thank you for bringing the artifact to us.
You seem to know a lot about these artifacts.
Oh, gosh. No, I mean, that's flattering, but really, we're making this up as we go. Until you arrived, we only had the two, and the vaguest sense that there was something more at work. There's still so much we don't know, and that means a lot of work ahead of us.
I was wondering about other types of exploration work besides the artifacts.
Of course. There's plenty of planets out there that no one has ever set foot on, and everything we learn about them is valuable. We have a board where we post anything specific we're looking for. A type of alien flora or fauna, or a planet with a specific quality, like if it's primed to have life but doesn't yet.
Okay. The vision I saw, what do you think that was?
Oh, right, that. If we're approaching this rationally, I suppose we'd call them visual and auditory hallucinations. What you perceived as lights and music could be overloaded neural input, your brain's attempt to make sense of something. An energy surge, some other phenomenon.
This wasn't random synapses firing, it means something.
Sure, I'm not trying to suggest otherwise. I wasn't there when it happened. I'm just thinking it through. That's okay. Now that this has happened to both you and Barrett, we can know to maybe expect it in the future. Be a little more prepared. We're all in this together now, right?
Yeah. How long have you been working on all this?
Well, Constellation's been around forever, more than 50 years now. But we only became aware of the artifacts recently. Barrett discovered the first one about 2 years ago, right under our noses. And he was the one who got this all in motion. It's a shame he isn't here to see this.
Let me know how I can help you learn more.
Well, right now nothing's off the table. Metallurgical analysis, chemical composition. I'm looking at everything. One thing I'm really trying to improve is my overall database of xenobiology. I don't know if it will help in this case, but the more we know about, well, everything, the better off we are, right? Speaking of, if you're going to be out there looking for more artifacts, you're bound to come across some interesting specimens. Anything organic, I'd be happy to take it off your hands.
Organic stuff, got it. How would organic resources help with learning about the artifacts?
I can't be certain that they will, but more data points are always a good thing. I don't want to rule out anything that could provide a breakthrough. And if it sweetens the deal, I can pay. Pretty well, too. Walter's pockets may not be bottomless, but they are pretty deep.
Sarah said something about a place for me to stay. Oh, I've got some organic resources for you.
Great, let's see what you have.
Oh, is it all of it? Because didn't I have 20 of whatever that was? So we can just give her all of this. Well, I mean, nothing is of crazy value. The lubricants and the hypercatalysts, stimulants. Sarah says something about a place for me to stay.
Planning on sticking around then? Good. I think we can find a spot for you. And along the way, I can give you the very abbreviated tour.
So, Noelle, Constellation
Shut
living
up.
up to your expectations?
She's showing me around.
Absolutely, Sarah. I've never regretted the decision.
I'm glad to hear it. You could have done just about anything. So, it's important to me that you feel valued here.
Okay, maybe not every single day is a dream come true. But the work we're involved in, the discoveries we're making, it's all worth it. As much as I love uncovering new questions, I wouldn't mind a few answers now and then. Stay safe, okay?
So, are you ready to get to work? Or was there something else?
Let's see. What do you know about the artifacts?
Not much, but you've seen them for yourself. It doesn't take a lot to realize we're dealing with something extraordinary. Just what that is, we'll have to figure out. It's what we do.
How well do you know, how well known is Constellation?
I don't know what you've heard, but I can imagine. First of all, I think you can dismiss any stories about us no longer existing. I don't believe in smearing our name everywhere we can. Exploring the universe, charting the unknown, that's what counts. Besides, having a little mystery gives us room to maneuver. A fixed reputation could fence us in a lot of ways.
What is Constellation? What do you do?
We're explorers. Humanity has always hunted for knowledge in the unknown. We just take that a little more seriously than others. We were founded decades ago by a man named Sebastian Banks. He wanted a small group of people from all corners of the settled systems dedicated to the biggest question of all. What's out there? These artifacts could be everything we've been looking for. Another great secret the universe is asking us to unravel.
I'm ready.
We're going to be doing some old-fashioned detective work. The artifacts are relatively inert once they're out of bedrock. That means people can pass them around, not even knowing what they are. I've been letting my contacts know to be on the lookout for strange metal objects. Get back a lot of noise, usually, but a tip from the UC Vanguard sounds promising.
Other people have the artifacts?
We have to assume that we're not the only ones to have stumbled into this mystery. But most people aren't going into space looking for the unknown. They're looking for places to settle. Resources to extract, territory to defend. An odd-looking rock or a single strange hunk of metal wouldn't mean much to them. That's why Constellation exists, in a way. To put pieces like this together.
The UC Vanguard?
A volunteer force that helps defend the edges of United Colonies space. They're always looking for recruits. Lots of retired veterans and dangerous professionals mixed in with part-timers who barely have a laser cannon welded to a hull. My contact is in the recruiting office, so he hears a lot about what the volunteers are up to.
Legwork never pays off quite the way you expect.
You've done this before, eh? Wise words. We watch each other's backs. We'll be fine. But it's not just that. I want to take this opportunity to see how you handle yourself, and for you to learn more about us. I'm going to be sticking with you for this. We'll be traveling together until we either find an artifact or this lead runs dry.
Sarah will be locked as your follower if you continue. Okay. Got it. You and me until we get that artifact. I mean, that's fine for right now. Yeah.
We'll need to head to Mast. Check in with the Vanguard recruiting office where my contact works. And listen, whatever you were before or whatever you do once you're out there, I don't care. So long as you don't bring UC security to our doorstep. Every member of Constellation is their own conscience. Understood?
What do you mean? You don't care if I steal as long as I don't get caught?
I mean, Constellation has a roster of members who haven't always been on the right side of their respective society. We're risk takers. Some of us have seen the inside of a jail cell more than once. If you join us, it means you're committed to our mission. In exchange, we give you latitude in your choice of means.
Alright.
Good. Let's take a little stroll through New Atlantis, shall we?
Sarah Morgan can't be dismissed until... Goddammit. I want you to give me the tour.
I know everyone's excited by the artifacts, but we need to be as objective as possible and be aware. See you later.
A Christmas Carol, Nicholas Nickleby. Chapter 1 introduces all the rest. There once lived a sequestered part of the country of Devonshire, one Mr. We read this. No, we haven't. A worthy gentleman who, taking it into his head rather late in life that he must get married, and not being young enough or rich enough to aspire to the hand of a lady of fortune, had wedded an old flame out of mere attachment, who in her turn had taken him for the same reason. Thus, two people who cannot afford to play cards for money sometimes sit down to a quiet game for love. Charles Dickens' third novel is the tale of a young man who struggles to support his family after his father inadvertently plunges them all into poverty, then dies. A Christmas Carol. Stave 1, Marley's Ghost. Marley was dead to begin with. There is no doubt whatever about that. The register of his burial was signed by the clergyman, the clerk, the undertaker, and the chief mourner. Scrooge signed it. Scrooge's name was good upon change for anything he chose to put his hand to. Old Marley was dead as a doornail. Charles Dickens' 1843 novella, considered his most famous work, chronicles the redemption of the miserly Ebenezer Scrooge as he is visited by four ghosts who force him to analyze his life and the decisions he has made. The Pickwick Papers. We read that. Hard Times. Book the First, Sewing, Chapter 1, The One Thing Needful. Now, what I want is facts. Teach these boys and girls nothing but facts. Facts alone are wanted in life. Plant nothing else, and root out everything else. You can only form the minds of reasoning animals upon facts. Nothing else will ever be of any service to them. This is the principle on which I bring up my own children, and this is the principle on which I bring up these children. Stick to facts, sir. By far the smallest of Charles Dickens' novels, Hard Times chronicles the lives of the residents of Coketown, a fictional Victorian industrial mill city. I took all your books.
Feel free to help yourself at the bar. I don't drink, but I feel like if I did, now would be a good time for one.
I don't either, except for when I was in battle that one time.
Are you doing okay? I'm not sure anyone really asked yet. Don't want you to think we're focused on the artifacts and nothing else. You matter too. You've done something really significant bringing that artifact here. I'm Mateo, theological scholar by trade, but now, well, an explorer like you. It's really good to have you with us.
These artifacts all come out of caves.
Second one was on Kazal, buried, the same as the one you found. But the first one, right under our noses for years, sitting in storage, masquerading as an oversized paperweight. Can you imagine potentially the greatest discovery in human history collecting dust?
What do you make of the vision I saw?
I'm not gonna lie, I really wish I could have seen this for myself. It's hard to judge otherwise. Both you and Barrett saw something. I don't think that's a coincidence. Did it feel like it was trying to tell you something? I don't want to necessarily use the words divine revelation, but you know, if the label fits.
Oh. You think this was a religious experience?
Not necessarily, no, but it does kind of have the hallmarks of one, doesn't it? I'm certainly not going to rule it out just yet.
Let's see. All I know is I've never experienced anything like it.
That sure lines up with everything else about these artifacts. It's all connected. We're gonna get to the bottom of this. We just need more data, which means more artifacts.
What brought you to Constellation?
Well, there was some overlap in interests. I'd spent years searching for religious relics from human history. I had made a really incredible discovery, only to lose it to a greedy corporation. So I tried to steal it back. In the process, I met Walter. Turned out he owned the corporation. After a long talk, we realized we had a lot in common, and I was invited to join Constellation.
Okay.
Take care of yourself.
Well, I suppose calling you a rock breaker may have been a bit out of line.
If that was an apology, you can do better.
I am sorry I besmirched your chosen profession and made assumptions about your character. My frustrations lie more with Barrett. Not the first time his shenanigans have jeopardized one of our ventures. Not fair of me to take it out on you, especially since it would seem he made the right call this time. So, let's start over, shall we? Walter Stroud, CEO of Stroud Eklund, member of Constellation, and oft-times grumpy old man. Welcome aboard.
There you go. Just watch the grumpiness in the future. I hope the drinks are at least free. Glad to be here.
By the way, in addition to a place to stay, the lodge has a wealth of modification and research equipment. Spacesuit customization, pharmaceutical manufacturing, testing alien substances, the whole thing. You can even fashion industrial pieces for large-scale projects, if you don't mind extracting a few raw resources from a nearby planet, that is. I'm a fan of self-reliance, so I encourage you to make use of the tools we have to build what you need.
Craft or modify an item. Okay. Let's see. What kind of company is Stroud Eklund?
We're most well known for ship manufacturing. No expense spared. If you want the best and can afford it, you choose Stroud Eklund. Unfortunately, our success means you'll sometimes see Stroud Eklund ship modules on less than reputable vessels. They covet them. The bastards. I've tried to convince the United Colonies we can help in that regard, but they're married to Deimos Star Yards, and those old salts are stuck in the glory days.
Do you think the vision I had means anything?
Up until very recently, I'd likely have dismissed it as, I don't know, hallucinations. But now, I'm not sure what to think. I don't suppose you have a history of this sort of thing, do you?
Oh sure, I see lights and hear music all the time. It's a non-stop party in my head. Let's go with that.
Well, clearly the sarcasm center of your brain is intact. I'm no scientist. I leave that to the likes of Barrett and young Noel there. But I think we can all agree there's something unusual going on here. Frankly, the This is the most exciting thing that's happened in years.
What's your role in Constellation?
Me? Why, I'm the wallet. Someone has to fund all this, and all my success in business doesn't mean much if I can't put it to good use. I don't pretend to have the daring of Ms. Morgan, or the smarts of young Mateo, but I can make sure that they have the resources they need. And as you've now seen, those resources aren't being wasted. We're onto something big here.
This isn't where I expect to find the CEO.
Funny thing about companies, you build one sturdy enough, it doesn't need you there all the time to prop it up. Stroud Eklund functions quite well on a day-to-day basis, leaving me time to devote to more esoteric pursuits. For years, I was captivated by the writings of Constellation's founder, Sebastian Banks. I finally decided to do something more than admire from a distance, and so now I call the lodge home, as much as anywhere else.
Okay.
Remember, you're representing all of us out there.
I hope Barrett makes it back to us. I know he gets into trouble all the time, and everyone just sort of accepts he'll be fine, but still.
Constellation Guide 1 permanently reduces fall damage by 5%.
I hope you are satisfied with the quarters available to you. Captain, now that you are a member of Constellation, I am at your service. No additional protocols necessary. Also, given the likelihood that you will be out in unsettled space, it might be beneficial to go over exploration outpost development, in case you ever need to build a base for field research.
I could use you on my crew of outpost development. What do you mean? How long? How long have you been a part of Constellation?
I arrived along with many material goods purchased by the group's previous chair, Malcolm Livingstone. Despite several significant system replacements and upgrades, I have been online for 43 years.
Do you miss Barrett?
My primary function has been to support and protect Barrett during his travels. I am currently unable to do so. That is as capable as I can be of missing anyone. I believe Barrett would find your question amusing.
Now your job is support. Protecting Barrett must have been quite the challenge.
Barrett has, thus far, survived every mission on which we have embarked. It is therefore evident that my efforts have been successful. I suspect that Barrett would disagree with how necessary my intervention has been in any given situation.
Outpost development? What do you mean?
The exploration of an unknown planet can be a major undertaking. By building an outpost, you will be able to construct scanning equipment, resource extractors, and defenses. It is even possible to set up multiple outposts capable of manufacturing, allowing you to build advanced equipment.
Sounds useful. I'll try it next time I touch down on a planet. What kind of advanced structures could I build?
The scan booster is the most obvious, as it will enable you to detect landmarks and other points of interest from further away. Beyond that, extractors will allow you to collect raw materials of various types, while fabricators enable the manufacturing. A particularly prosperous outpost may even warrant the construction of cargo links, allowing you to share resources between other outposts you have built.
How do I know if a planet has the resources I need?
A planetary scan will reveal the presence of key inorganic resources, although rarer elements will be harder to find without training. And while a scan may detect the presence of life on a planet, You will have to analyze the native plants and animals yourself to know what compounds they produce.
Sounds useful. I'll try it next time I touch down on a planet.
The blueprints you need to construct an outpost should already be on your watch. It will automatically connect to any available materials for construction in your ship's cargo.
I could use you on my crew, Vasco.
Captain Elijah, I will proceed to my assigned post.
Manage your crew. Review and change their assignments between your ships and outposts. Different crew have different skills which enhance your ship or outposts. Frontier, Jemison Alpha Centauri. Oh, that's the ship, okay. So, Vasco has anotronic fusion, shield systems, and EM weapon systems, so I don't know what this one is, but obviously best for ships. She has aerodynamics, lasers, leadership, and botany. Okay, he's assigned to the ship. Cool. Oh, this is where all the stuff is. Weapon workbench. But I thought this one had a long barrel. Oh, here we go. Yeah, it has a long barrel. This one just needs a muzzle and a barrel. Go ahead and install it.
Oh, that should give your weapon a bit more punch.
Then I don't think we can put a compensator on it. I want a suppressor, but that's muzzle mods too. Let's put a compensator for right now. Increase stability and hip fire accuracy at the cost of long range. Ooh. Why is its range 48? I thought it was supposed to be 78. Oh, never mind. Okay. Spacesuit, industrial. Got the research lab. Let's see about doing some more research. Optic and laser, grip and stock. So we don't have any of that. And we don't have enough of that. Alright, so we can't really do anything there. We don't have any cosmetic. What? We don't have any polymer. Shoot, you could just take these and sell them. Constellation mission board. Pharmaceutical lab. And a cooking station. We can make an alien sandwich.
We'll be certain to put that to good use.
Mission board. Locate diseased biosphere in Oborum Prime. We're looking for an experienced explorer to locate a planet with diseased biosphere in Oborum Prime systems. This may require surveying multiple planets within the system. Payment will be automatically credited to your account once a planet has been located. Okay, reward is 4,000. Can accept it. A mission to locate a planet trait is the most challenging survey mission. You will need to search an entire solar system for a planet that has the target trait. Locate planets in the target system that have traits. This is indicated at the bottom of the planet's info card on the star map. Unsurveyed planets will have unknown traits. Locate global glacial recession in Groombridge. We're looking for an experienced explorer to locate a planet with global glacial recession in the Groombridge system. This may require surveying. Yes. 9,500. Locate pelted fields in Vega. And survey Maheo IVB in Maheo. Planetary survey progress is shown on the planet's info card on the star map and also in the scanner when on the planet's surface. For planets without life, scanning a planet from orbit may be enough to complete the survey, but most planets require you to land and explore more thoroughly. Cool. So we can come here for missions. Forever Human, February 2nd. Plushy Star Pal. Whose room is this? Oh, Master Lock. The well. Okay, so that's how we can get to the well from down here. Let's go upstairs. Just taking people's money. Report on Constellation. The following is an excerpt from a 2283 SSNN report news about Constellation's near collapse. And although Constellation's relevance has been a subject of much debate amongst the New Atlantis intelligentsia, the disappearance of founder Sebastian Banks was a blow most felt the organization couldn't survive. In fact, Constellation's disbanding seemed imminent until member Chloe Bayo changed her vote in the 11th hour, thus ensuring the group's continued operation at least for the time being. as well as her unexpected appointment to the position of chair. Sebastian Banks' speech. The following is an excerpt of Constellation founder Sebastian Banks' stirring 2276 speech to United Colonies leadership about the importance of continued space exploration. That is why, my esteemed Peters, I beseech you, do not forego the dreams of humanity only to plunge civilization into an endless nightmare. These settled systems stand once more on the brink of war, and for what? A dispute over space? The cosmos is infinite, and yet, like our earth-bound ancestors, we have become selfishly obsessed over what we consider ours. At our core, are we a race of conquerors, of warriors? No, my friends. If nothing else, humans are explorers. So let us continue exploring. Now is the time to venture beyond the imagined borders of these settled systems and fulfill the dreams of humanity. For if we continue down this path, funding only war and not exploration, I fear there will be no one left to remember why we fought in the first place.
Carrying enough clutter there, or should we find some more?
I don't know where you are. There she is. Aja Mamasa's diary. Seems like just yesterday I was pulled into this exciting new organization, Constellation. We would push the boundaries of human knowledge and experience by exploring further into space than anyone had before. For all, into the Starfield. God, I was so young. We all were. But I was the youngest of us all. Now, here we are, on the brink of disaster. The colony war may be over, but the settled systems seems just be waiting for the next one. Exploration is now at best quaint, at worst irrelevant. Fortunately, and it was no small feat, I've managed to put together a list of potential new members. They are Irvin Madani, a young biologist and physician from the Freestar Collective; Barrett, promising young physicist from the UC, a colorful character to say the least; Alice Campbell, woman of action and pilot, claims to have flown every type of ship at least once; Russell Luther, astronomer and former Freestar Collective militia, argumentative by effective; Vizola Chen, philosopher, historian, specializes in humanity's early days of space exploration; Gentile men, dedicated to finding truth among the stars. Neon hitman rumors are troubling. With any luck, this new blood will be just what Constellation needs to keep going, maybe. Hopefully. From the personal diary of Aja Mamasa, former Constellation chair. Report the Clark Lewis. I breached the hull at approximately 1348 Sol time. As expected, all internal systems were offline. Emergency power had ceased to function years earlier, so I was navigating the ship in zero-G again. Zero-G. Again, I expected that. Almost immediately I started seeing the bodies. They were everywhere. The crew, the settlers, all of them, drifting throughout the ship. What surprised me were the obvious variations in the causes of death. Those not in suits were frozen and fairly well preserved, and I imagine some of them actually asphyxiated. Others were emaciated, as if they had starved prior to death and freezing. Others had substantial wounding, gunshots, stab wounds. I even found an arm floating amongst the debris, but not the owner of said arm. It was when I got to the engine room that things finally started to make sense. Due to my approach, I hadn't noticed it from the outside, but half the compartment was actually gone, completely destroyed. The helium-3 tanks had ruptured. Somehow, sabotage? Faulty equipment wasn't clear. But the reactor was gone, blown into space. No helium-3 meant no jumping. No reactor meant no engines, no thrusters. That meant the Clark Lewis was dead in space, forever. A few personal logs I discovered only confirmed what I then assumed. Life on the Clark Lewis devolved over the course of the next few years. Some people starved to death, others resorted to violence, and even murder. There was even some compelling, though unsubstantiated evidence indicating cannibalism. For the settled systems at large, the disappearance of the Clark Lewis is a topic of urban legend, like Bigfoot or the Roanoke colony. Part of the myth held that the ship had made it to some Eden-like planet where the settlers had established a kind of utopia. It's a hell of a thing knowing something an entire galaxy does not, holding on to a truth so terrible you're not even sure it should see the light of day. Chloe Bayo's extensive 2282 report on the destruction of the Clark Lewis colony ship, which was reported lost in the year 2257, was the subject of much contention within Constellation. At a time when space exploration was already on the decline, Sebastian Banks feared that the horrifying story of the Clark Lewis and its crew would prevent people from venturing out into the dangerous unknowns of space. That sounds a lot, mostly just the name of the ship, like Event Horizon, if you've ever seen that movie. Probably the best movie Paul W.S. Anderson has ever done, even though it still has massive flaws. Like there's one very comedic character that shouldn't have been in the movie that just undermined everything that was going on. Oh my god, there's so much stuff to read. My throat is almost gone. Why is Moby Dick in here? This place is huge. Oh, I didn't take anything. Sir Livingstone's journal. Sir Malcolm Livingstone's appointment to the role of Constellation Chair was controversial to say the least, as he essentially bought his way into the position. Nevertheless, Banks' contributions to the organization were substantial, as evidenced by the excerpt from his personal journal. In time, the others will come to accept me as chair, I'm sure. Until then, I remain committed to improving this organization to the best of my abilities, and if those improvements rely even more on my already considerable monetary contributions, then so be it. I agreed we needed a robot, but disagreed with the purchase of a newer model. A lunar robotics is a shadow of what it once was. Instead, I managed to procure an original Model A, manufactured by on the moon. Bought him for a song, found him resting in some junk heap in Akala City. I'm having him refurbished as I write this, and in a couple days, he'll be good as new. I've decided to name him Vasco, and like his namesake, I imagine he'll be as flawed as he is effective. My next step is renovating the lodge. Sebastian Banks has the good sense to name the building appropriately, but it's time to inject a bit of old-world grandeur. If we are to be the gatekeepers of art, science, culture, and exploration, our headquarters must express that. It's time I called in some favors and searched in those hidden corners of the settled systems to procure the things that would truly make this place come alive. There are some treasures from old Earth that desperately need an appropriate home.
Why are you bothering to carry all that junk?
Shut up. Alright, Nicholas Nickleby, which I believe we've read, introduces all the rest. Yes. Moby Dick. Call me Ishmael some years ago, never mind how long precisely. Having little or no money in my purse and nothing particular to interest me on shore, I thought I would sail about a little and see the watery part of the world. And so continues Melville's classic tale of revenge and obsession for a total of 341 pages. The Origin of Species, we've read this. Then Dracula. I've never read Dracula. Chapter 1, Jonathan Harker's Journal, kept in shorthand. The 3rd of May, Bistritz. Left Munich at 8:35 p.m. on 1st May, arriving at Vienna early next morning. Should have arrived at 6:46, but train was an hour late. Budapest seems a wonderful place from the glimpse which I got of it from the train and the little I could walk through the streets. I feared to go very far from the station, as we had arrived late and would start as near the correct time as possible. The impression I had was that we were leaving the west and entering the east, the most western of splendid bridges over the Danube, which is here of noble width and depth. Took us among the traditions of Turkish rule. So begins Bram Stoker's 1897 masterpiece Dracula, a book that would define horror for generations to come. From that little excerpt, I'm kind of glad I never read it. Better left as, as what I know it. Great Expectations, Chapter 1. My father's family name being Pyrrha. We put that. And then Moby Dick. Story of the Heavens. Ever since Neil Armstrong first set foot on the moon, 1969, humanity has been obsessed with the idea of permanently breaking free from the confines of Earth's gravity, not just visiting other planets but settling them, truly living among the stars. But in the mid-20th century, that dream proved short-lived. The Apollo 17 mission in 1972 was the last time humans set foot on the moon. And for several decades afterwards, NASA's mission seemed to focus on orbital space shuttle flights and unmanned reconnaissance. The dream of a galactic exploration, while not exactly dead, was definitely sitting on the back of a dusty shelf. And then in the year 2016, everything changed. A team of scientists announced that they had actually detected for the first time the gravitational waves Albert Einstein purposed a century earlier in his general theory of relativity. Scientific postulating, even great scientific postulating by one of humanity's greatest minds, was still just so many formulas on paper. But the discovery of gravitational waves changed all that. Theory became reality, and that reality fostered renewed hope in humanity's ability to understand and manipulate space-time. And, more importantly, it rekindled the great dream of space exploration and expansion. Of course, even after the discovery of gravitational waves, there was still much work to be done. Humanity had not yet even traveled beyond Earth's planetary systems, so that was the first goal, one that was accomplished when humans first set foot on Mars in the year 2050. That reminds me, Great Expectations, Nicholas Nickleby. Why do you have so many copies of that book? Apollo 17, and then there's a movie called Apollo 18, and it's titled, There's a Reason We Never Went Back. And it's a horror movie, and I actually really like it. It's pretty interesting. If you like space horror and stuff like that, I think you enjoy it. Ah. Whose stuff is this? Bad People, Bad Jokes 1, we read that. Fields of Everglass. An excerpt from the highly acclaimed novel Fields of Everglass, set in the near future during a fictional wartime era. And yet, Talat did not back down. No, sir, I won't fire on them, regardless of what you say they did. Those soldiers were once like us. They're our family. We have no reason to fight them. This impressed Florence. Was Talat really willing to put everything on the line just to protect her compatriots? She knew the war was ridiculous, but to see him face his commander now and absolutely refuse a direct order, knowing that it could amount to treason, this was the same Talat who no more than a week ago had carried out an order to ambush and lock up her entire squad. She knew there was a gentleness to the man, but until now she had not been able to know for sure just how reasonable he could be. You're out of line, soldier. You want to think about what you are doing and run that by me one more time? Commander Greason barked. Spittle flew. His face was turning bright red with anger. Greason was not accustomed to disobedience. You heard me. I'm not repeating myself. Talat looked over to Florence. He knew the gravity of the situation, but she had taught him so much about this unjust war in their few short days together, that in this moment he decided, even if it cost him gravely, he would do the right thing as he noticed the other officers begin to shuffle uncomfortably. Nothing a break in their resolve. A smirk crossed his face. The cracks began to show. He knew the tide was about to turn, and that his small act of defiance could be the one to usher in the end of this foolish conflict. Crimson Cabin. 2103 finally saw the release of Crimson Cabin, Paul Lamont's long-awaited sequel to the hit novel The Fruit Seller. Like his previous works, it sold in the millions throughout the settled systems. Freedom, savory, oh, we read that. Inaccessible. What the? Oh, did you pick? Thank God, because man, we're starting to run out. Moby Dick. I take these so that if I ever to go into the room, not like, oh, have I read this? Oh, is this our room? I have this. I don't know if this is our room or not. Pillows on the floor. Sir Livingston's second journal. I heard tell from some of the old-timers that although the Earth suffered its sad fate, that her faithful companion, Luna, fared much better. Apparently you can still find the remnants of one of the old Apollo missions, something of a secret rite of passage for chairs of Constellation, if Banks was to be believed. During one of those rare interludes of calm, while doing other research on Earth, I figured I could spare the time. I was, as they say, in the neighborhood. It took some serious scanning and a couple of false leads, but I found it. To walk in the same place as those earliest of interstellar explorers. Unbelievable what they achieved with such primitive technology. I found the whole experience moving, inspiring. I will advise my successor to do the same. We'll make a proper tradition of it yet. This is an excerpt from his second journal.
Is it really necessary for you to
Is it
drag
the
around
Apollo
all that
landmark
gear?
on Luna? Is it really necessary for you to just open your fucking mouth all the time and say the same thing? Pharmaceutical lab. I have a feeling these are everybody's rooms and I'm just taking everything. Okay, is that every room? Oh yeah, but there is this upstairs. Oh, New Atlantis. Okay. Oh, it's kind of a balcony.
Mind bunking on the ship, but nothing is better than unwinding in your own quarters.
Yeah, I feel like Noelle was supposed to tell me which room was mine. Yeah, if she's gonna tag along...
We need to talk to John Tuala, in Mast. Glad to haul whatever you need.
Give me that. I have so many books. I don't know where I got a flower from. I think that's all she can carry, but that brings us down to 76 pounds. Mind if I ask you some personal questions?
Ask whatever you'd like.
Let's see. Do you have any religious beliefs?
My parents considered themselves to be enlightened, but their lives were so busy they rarely pursued their beliefs. By the time I was old enough to start questioning these things, the idea of following any organized religion was almost an afterthought. It's not that I don't want to believe in anything, it's that my scientific mind is often at odds with my spiritual center. Having been out there, in the Starfield, seeing all those magnificent wonders with my own eyes, I need answers, not religious theory. I'm sorry if that disappoints you, but don't worry. While we're on this journey together, I fully intend to respect your religious beliefs.
Well, I'm not, so you don't need to. What do you consider your areas of expertise?
You mean, apart from being the chair of Constellation for the past 5 years? Well, let's see. I pride myself with my aptitude for astrodynamics, calculating optimal trajectories for grav jumping. That's been quite useful in the past. And as far as planetary exploration, my area of expertise is botany. So, don't worry. I won't let you eat anything that might put you in the hospital.
I eat a lot of stuff. Is there anything you like to do for fun besides exploring?
Exploration is my entire life. I consider it both a career and recreation. That being said, I will make a confession, but you have to promise to keep it between us. Before I graduated from school, I was in a band. And no, I don't mean the school band. I mean a rock band. We called ourselves Ironic Comet. A ridiculous name, I know. But we were just a bunch of teenagers getting together and having fun. And before you ask, no, I wasn't the lead singer. I actually played the drums. The band never really went anywhere, of course, but those were good times, and I remember them fondly.
I respect it. I like metal and rock music. That's, you know.
Very well. Next time, then. Bye for now.
Okay. Guess we can run now. We're getting closer, but I feel like this is not where we need to be. Oh! Oh, I can't believe we got there. Sorry, Sarah, you're gonna have to... Oh, there she is. I said she's gonna have to take the long way. Just a mop bucket.
By the way, Sergeant Yumi was looking for you.
Sarah,
He's got some
good
work.
to see you. Who's your friend?
Talk to Sergeant Yumi.
Constellation's newest member. Thought I'd run through some legwork together.
Another space explorer. Hey, you ever think of joining up with the Vanguard? Help the United Colonies, earn some credits, even get your UC citizenship?
I would love to join the Vanguard. Sign me up. What's the Vanguard?
United Colonies volunteer fleet. Independent captains enlist, get to use their own ships, and the UC provides them with sustained work and credits. And put in your time, and you're guaranteed UC citizenship and everything that comes with it. Discounts on UC goods and medical services, chance to own a place in New Atlantis. Only way a foreign captain could even dream of seeing those sorts of benefits. So, you want in?
I'd love to.
Excellent. Just need to do a little paperwork. An orientation on the UC, knock out an exam, and a probationary mission. We need to know you'll be able to hack it out there after all. Do well. You'll be out there keeping the peace in no time.
Don't forget, John. I need him back after you wrap him in that fancy get-up of yours.
Oops.
No worries, Sarah. I'm not forgetting about you or our little business afterwards. Promise. First things first, head down to the orientation hall and get signed up at the registration terminal. System will walk you through the rest. Oh, and if you got a bounty, well, you're gonna have to make things right with the UC before we'll let you join. But if you've got any questions, I can get you sorted. Have some questions?
Why does the UC need foreign pilots to fly for them?
Military used to have a pretty narrow view of where the best pilots came from. In their eyes, it was UC or bust. The creation of the Vanguard was an acknowledgement by the brass that maybe not all the galaxy's greatest pilots went through a UC flight school. So it's the Vanguard's job to find them and get them to fly for us.
This building is called MAST, right? What kind of name is that?
MAST is short for Military Administrative and Scientific Triumvirate. From here, the three co-equal divisions of the UC government work together to advance the cause of the colonies. Be that through mutual defense, political and diplomatic strength, or scientific discovery. Now, serving any of the UC's divisions grants citizenship, but scientific and admin positions in the UC tend to be real competitive. Understandable. Most people will prefer to earn their citizenship behind a desk rather than in combat. Not something I'd ever choose for myself, but understandable.
I'm curious, how long have you been with the Vanguard, Commander?
Me? 6, 7 years now? Was a recon squad commander in a former life, so it wasn't too big a jump bossing around foreign pilots instead. But Vanguard's been a quality assignment. Meet new people, judge them on a series of diverse criteria, get them out there helping people who need it.
Let's see. I want to know something specific about the process for joining the Vanguard.
Sure thing. What do you want to know?
Let's see. Can you tell me about the exam and this probationary mission?
For the exam, we'll be putting you through a combat flight simulation. Let us see your piloting skills, evaluate how you behave under pressure, all without any risk of you inadvertently getting blown out an airlock. For the probationary mission, though, we'll be sending you out on a job all on your own. The specifics of the mission vary by what's available at the time. But we're not about to ask you to storm a Crimson Fleet base or whatever. At least, not on Mission 1. More likely, you'll be making a drop-off to some UC citizens in an area that's outside normal naval patrols. There'll be a risk of hostile contacts, but that's far from guaranteed.
What kind of work would I be doing for you guys?
Vanguard work is as needed. When we've got jobs, we'll make them available to you. But the work itself, well, it runs the gamut. Sometimes you might be hunting down hostile ships on behalf of the UC Navy, or you might be called up to help the Science Division clean up some invasive species. Hell, we've even been asked to help take on the occasional terramorph. And sometimes we just need cargo support. Not every job's glamorous. The Vanguard only gets called in for the ones where there's a chance of seeing action. Wherever the UC needs us, the Vanguard is there.
I'm not gonna get hurt during this, am I?
The exam's just a simulation. Only way you'll be hurt there is if you trip on your way inside. Now, for the probationary mission, we select those specifically to ease you into the type of work you'll be doing here. Make sure you're capable of handling things on your own. But I can't promise it'll be risk-free. The UC sends us on jobs because there could be combat. This mission would be no different. Now, if that's a deal-breaker, I won't be offended if you walk away. But this is the military. The chance of conflict is kind of in the job description.
Where do I go to register again?
Just hop into the elevator. You want the button for Vanguard Orientation Hall. Register yourself at the terminals in the lobby, and the exam system will get you to where you need to go.
I'm all set.
I'll keep an eye out for your results.
But we still need
Something wrong with the
Constellation
exam?
business to discuss.
Right. Got so wound up bringing you on board, I almost forgot.
Oh, I haven't. Come on, John. Let's hear it, before you try to convince him to join the Marines.
All right. Here's what I've got. Vanguard volunteer by the name of Moera. Helps patrol the old neighborhood. Sol, Mars, Neptune, you know.
The Sol system. Which admiral did he upset to get that posting?
He's Martian, born and raised. Not like I can get anyone else to care. Word is he's got some fancy metal ornament he's been showing off to the old grounders. Matches that description Sarah gave me.
A scientific discovery being used as an ornament? The indignity.
Hey, Vanguards risk their lives every day to keep people safe. So what if he doesn't understand whatever this fancy thing of yours is?
Easy there, John. We all have our sore points. Everyone agrees we need to talk to your Vanguard about what he found. Let's leave it at that.
All right, I'll let it slide. No good for the recruiting office to be seen arguing with the civs anyway. Sol system is a lot of planets, but a vet like Moera will be checking in at Sidonia on the regular.
You mean hitting the bars, don't you, John?
Hey, nothing wrong with a little refresh between patrols.
Let's see. Anything you can tell me about Sidonia?
Yeah, bring a coloring book. Get so used to seeing red, you'll forget what blues and greens look like.
Did Mora say where he found this ornament of his?
You'll have to ask him. But Vanguard volunteers have retrieval rights if they get into a scrap. Wouldn't be surprised if he found it off of a pirate or something like that.
A bar in spaceport sounds like home.
It's definitely a lifestyle, burning helium out there. seeing where the stars take you.
Okay, so that is all of that. I'm going to go ahead and end this here because I want to try to
If you
keep
don't have official business, we ask you
these
to
around 2 hours. It's going to be hard for me to do, but it's not hard right now because I'm starving and I'm thirsty. So hope you guys are enjoying it. Have a great day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.